Every New Yorker, no matter their faith, no matter where they were born, no matter who they are, deserves a city that they can afford and a place that they will be safe and able to build a family and a life.
It's a mayoral race of New York City, but let me tell you, this is much more than a mayoral race this time. There is political drama of the national level infused into this election. Hi, I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. You're watching Free Press Journal. Don't forget to touch the subscribe button. Let me get started by telling you 4 or 5 important things that you need to know about the New York City mayoral race. Of course, one of the prominent candidates who's supposed to be a front runner has Indian origins. He's the son of esteemed, renowned filmmaker Meera Nair, and Zohran Mamdani is the talk of the town, not just in New York, but here in India as well. So let's get started. It's election day in New York City. Hundreds and thousands of ballots will be cast today. The polls open in early morning across the 5 boroughs and close in the evening. So first thing that I want to tell you is, how does the process work? What happens here? The voters show up at their assigned polling location, depending on where their registration is. They present their ID if required, they check in, they receive a ballot, they cast their vote. Now in this election, the city is using ranked choice voting. Voters may rank up to 5 candidates. If no one candidate receives more than 50% of the first choice votes, the lowest ranked candidates are eliminated and their voters' next preference is redistributed until someone crosses the threshold. So you do the maths on that. After the polls close, the initial count begins. But because of early ballots, absentee ballots, and the ranked choice redistribution, as I explained, the full results may take quite a while to finalize. So what is it that you need to watch out for on the day of voting? On the day of voting, one thing is critical: the turnout, especially in the traditionally underrepresented boroughs. Whether early results favor one candidate, how third party or independent candidates may impact vote splitting, all of that you need to look out for. I'm going to now come to why Zohran Mamdani is the talk of the town. He is a 33-year-old assemblyman from Queens, self-proclaimed democratic socialist. Now this is being contested. Is he really a democratic socialist or not is something that is being questioned by the Republicans. He upset many expectations in the Democratic primary. He defeated the former governor Andrew Cuomo, widely considered an established favorite, and from there on he started dominating headlines. His platform centers around one important thing, which is affordability. So rent freezes on rent stabilized units, free city buses, free childcare, creating city-owned grocery stores, building 2 lakh affordable housing units is among his top promises. So why is Zohran Mamdani's victory being looked at as a strong possibility? Of course, because of his great performance in the primary. It is believed that the younger voters prefer him. He has a ring of progressive activism to him. If elected, he would become the city's first Muslim mayor and the first mayor of Indian origin in NYC. So we clearly have stakes in there in terms of the fact that he's an Indian origin candidate. Who are his opponents? Well, initially Andrew Cuomo, after losing the Democratic primary to Mamdani, has now opted to stay in the race, which is why he is an active opponent now as an independent candidate. The current mayor, Eric Adams, initially sought re-election but has then opted out and endorsed Andrew Cuomo. So clearly his main opponent remains Andrew Cuomo. Others remain in contention, including Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa. There is a risk of vote splitting. Independent candidacies and crossover voters makes this election rather unpredictable than a straight-on Democratic versus Republican contest. But Mamdani's chances are high. That is what is being said. So what would his victory signal? Polling and expert commentary suggest that he's in a strong position. Some recent polls show him leading both Cuomo and other challengers. So he seems to be ahead in the race. We will only know with the results. The voting may be brisk this time around. If he wins, he will actually represent a progressive kind of politics. And it would challenge the centrist wing of the party and frame NYC as a laboratory for more ambitious social programs. However, there are risks here. business community resistance, concerns over feasibility of his proposals, criticism that he lacks executive experience, and backlash from the more moderate voters. A Mamdani victory could also shift policy focus in New York City, more aggressive on housing affordability, public transportation, social services. It may mean tougher stances on tax policy and redistribution. So that is overall what a Mamdani victory could mean for you. Why is Trump opposed to him? Why does he consider him a threat? Donald Trump has weighed in explicitly. He has branded Mamdani a communist, despite fact checkers noting Mamdani not as a communist but a democratic socialist, which is why I said that he calls himself a democratic socialist, but that is being contested by important individuals. Trump has threatened that federal funds to New York City would be withheld if Mamdani is elected the mayor. The message is clear: if a radical leftist wins, I won't be sending money to help you. Is that possible? Is that legal? We'll come to that. But why this matters, as I said in my very opening, it infuses national political drama into a local election. It signals that the race is more than NYC. There's ideological conflict, fiscal control, power dynamics, and all of that is of heavy interest for the federal government. Trump's opposition to Mamdani is motivated by several factors. First, ideological. Mamdani's progressive platform clashes with Trump's conservative agenda. Second is political. A Mamdani win could galvanize progressive movements nationally, and that is not a Pandora's box that Trump wants to open. Number three is strategic. NYC is symbolically important, of course. A left-wing win here could boost Democrats' narrative and weaken Trump's brand of Republican politics. Mamdani, for his part, has called Trump's threats unlawful and politically motivated, arguing that federal funding is an obligation, not a gift, which is why I said that even though his threats have come, Mamdani has dismissed all of them. So as the polls open, the key is here. This is one of the most closely watched mayoral elections in United States history. Turnout will matter, mechanics of ranked choice voting will matter, presence of strong challengers and independent interventions and vote splitting will matter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Follow us on YouTube. FPJ is where you get authentic inputs with clarity, something that you can retain and remember for long. Thanks for watching.